Ahoy there, and finally welcome back to Building with the Boys. We now have issue 129 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. I am so sorry for the delay, but life has been what has been life. You can watch my weekly catch-up, you find out all about why we've been delayed, but we have been. So, what are we doing in 129? Let's just thunder on. We are building another crane. So we've got the last aft crane. I'm not going to build the crane on the channel because, again, I've built so many cranes now. They all build exactly the same. So we're just going to get the crane built. What I will do is I'll show you where the crane goes. So I'll show you the installation of the crane. After we've installed the crane, we do have what appears to be another LED strip. No, we don't. We are working on the section that's got the LED strip. We're putting in some hatches. So we're going to put two hatches into the deck. We also have the cranes goes onto deck. We have a support bar, which is going to go onto the two supports that we put into the hull the last time we were on. So that's going to go in, and then we have some clips for spacer clips, basically, for the propeller shafts. So there won't be loads, to be honest with you. I think because I'm not filming the crane, there's not loads to show. But it's all key as we are getting towards the end, because we are getting toward the end. I mean, it's literally any day now. The final four pieces are going to turn up here, and we're going to be done. So we're going to be absolutely complete. Now, for those who weren't, is this going to be one that disappeared? No. So that's I'm pretty much bulldozing through now. So you are going to get regular Titanic until we either finish the build or we've completely caught up and waiting for the ones to turn up. So I'm hoping to bring you 8 Titanics to get up to exactly where we need to be within the next 3 days, 4 days. So there's going to be an absolute blast of Titanic coming through, depending on upload speeds. But without further ado, let's get this one open. Let's get this one built. We will be able to Titanic tail at the end with a slightly different one. Where you talk about something that's coming up from the Titanic build, in case you've missed it. So we'll talk about that one. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps the channel absolutely massively. We just appreciate having you along for the journey, because it sounds like our journey is going to last a little longer than we thought it was going to, but we'll talk about that at the end. Without further ado, let's get this one open. Let's get this one built. Okay, so even though I'm not showing you the construction of the crane, we also go through what comes in the pack. So this should be our support bar. Yeah, definitely. A nice big metal bar, which is going to be, I believe we've got one more after this one to support the decks. That's it. So we've got this nice big bar there. These are our crane parts, I believe. Very weird package. Yeah, it feels like crane. It feels like crane base, this does. Yep. That's a lot of packaging for just that. So that's what's in there. What do we have in this one? That feels like a hatch. I kind of hope it isn't, because that means that I've been doing this so long now that I can just feel the package and know what's in it, which would be disturbing. Don't be the hatch, don't be the hatch, don't be the hatch. It isn't. Okay, so that's the spacer. So that's the spacers for our, there's 2 in there. That's the spacers for our propellers. What else do we have here? Okay, so this should be the remaining parts of our crane and the hatch. I'll be right, there we go. So we've got 2 hatches there, which are a lot bigger than I was expecting them to be. Those are our 2 hatches. These are our crane parts, which we're more than familiar with, so we'll pop those in there. And then we have our crane wires and also our screws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this crane built, and then we will catch back up as we install it onto the deck. So, unfortunately, I've just managed to break the crane arm, but I can't delay this video any further, so we are going to rumble on. I will fix it, it's fine, but I managed to snap the holder on the end. The first thing I broke on the Titanic, but I'm not delaying the video any further. This is where your crane is going to screw into, so your final aft crane is going to screw in here. I've put that there just so you can see where to go. The other thing we'll do is the 2 hatches. So they are different. So 129B and 129C are not the same hatch. They look the same, but they ain't the same. So one of them has got 2 rows, as you can see there, and one of them has got 3 rows. So this one here with the 3 rows is 129C. So that is going to go snug to up to there. So this one's going to go here. Let's go the right way around. No, there we go. That one's going to go there. Completely the wrong way around. And this one is going to sit up snug to there. So those two are going to sit in there like so. And we're going to attach these with 2 AP screws. So I'm going to flip this over, put 2 AP screws in. So this is the section we're working on. Moving down to where we put these brackets in here and here. We're going to take our whole piece. And that's going to sit nicely onto there and there. Now, quite simply, all we're going to do is going to put 4 AM screws into here, 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 and here. So let me get those loaded up and we'll get those screwed in. Okay, so here we go with our first one. Nice and easy. And I've used the 3-in-1 technique just to ease that one in. Nice and simple. We'll do the same thing for these 3 here, and then we'll catch back up. So there we are. That's our 4 screwed in. So we should have, I believe, 1 more bracket to go in, and then that is it for the brackets. We're now moving down and we're working on this section. So let me clear these wires out of the way. Let's get this prepped. So we are putting one of these clips in here. Now I have said that you can take this off to do this to make it easier. I'm going to try and put it on without it, and we'll find out if it is easier or not. I can't do this and film at the same time, unfortunately, because, well, can I? Let's find out. I reckon no, but they have given us a spare, so if we lose one, well, we'll go back in. Let's see if we can do it. Maybe. Maybe. Come on. He's only gone and done it. There we go. So that one's in. That was actually surprisingly easy. So we're in. Let's turn that one round. Wow, that was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So that's in. It's on. Sweet. It slipped under, but it's on. Happy. Let's have a chat. Done. Broken crane. Annoying, but what are you going to do? Fix it. That's what I'm going to do. So a touch of glue. It's literally the arm that holds the pin. It just snapped, gave way. First time I've had anything break on the Titanic. So that's what it is. But a touch of glue. Fix that. No problem at all. Going to use some Tamiya extra thin. If you're interested, that's what I'm going to use. And I'll show you that as well. So I've been using a lot of this on the Lank. So I've got an extra thin. I mean, you can see how thin this is. This stuff's like water. And it is pungent. But my God, does it work. Doesn't leave any gassy marks, really thin, works like a treat. So I'm going to use some of that, and then by the time you see the next one, I would have sorted it. I just didn't want to delay this video any further. The most surprising thing for me was that propeller clip. I genuinely thought that was going to fight, and it just on it went. So I'm really happy about that. So coming up in 1:30, we have brackets, benches, crane base, bollard, secondary anchor, steam valves, crane boom, motor and upright, hook, pins, washer cable, tie rods and assorted screws. It's a lot, right? But this is going to have to happen because we are only, 11 away from the end. Which means, we're going to start getting tons of stuff. All the little bits, all the detailing that we've kind of missed off is what we're going to be getting now. So it's going to be a hell of a lot. Well, I know we've got our first foot wedge parts coming up, so there's a lot. If you are just sticking around with the build instructions, I mean, it was brief, but thank you for stopping by. If you're sticking around for our Titanic tale, bit of an unusual one. So, our friends over in Italy were informed that the Titanic collection was going to keep going. It wasn't going to stop at 140. It was going to go all the way to 190, an extra 50 issues, which caused blind panic amongst the community. It was like, they lied to us. They didn't lie to you. Your Titanic is complete at 140. I can't stress that enough, right? So it's not like, oh, we've misjudged it. We're going to have to sell you another 50. That's not what it is. So if you want to stop at issue 140, you can stop. That's it. You don't have to build anymore. You can just stop at 140. You've got your lovely Titanic model. Everything's happy. However, if you've been enjoying the Titanic and you want to build more, well, that's what the next 50 are for. So I can't guarantee this is going to launch in the UK. I can't guarantee it's going to launch in America. The only place that it's confirmed at this point is Italy. We're going to find out for sure when the last 4 turn up. You're inevitably going to get a flyer in there telling you if you want to continue, you can continue. That is a case of just letting your subscription run. and the next 4 will turn up. So you'll go right through to 190. If you don't want it, you have to contact them and say, I'm out. So what is it? What are the next 50? So the next 50 is a completely standalone model. It has nothing to do with your main model. That's built, that's done. There's a second model. There's a second Titanic model. And if you want to keep going, you can keep going and you can build this. So that is a 172 scale Titanic engine. Now, bear in mind that's a 1/200 scale that we're building over there. 172 means it's triple the size of the engine you've got in there. So take the engine you've got in there, times it by 3, you're going to end up with an engine about this big. So that's about how big your engine's going to be. Fully working, it's remote control, so you can have a larger scale working Titanic engine. If you want to. If you don't want to, you can stop. But that's what you get. So it lights up. It's got the noise, it does all of its things. So you can have the panel down here so you can see the little engine working, or you can cover that one up and you've got an example of the big engine that you can see working. It's nice, right? So that's what they're offering. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, just stop. You can just stop. You don't have to do it. You don't have to build it. So the question is, am I going to build it? Yeah. So that's the reality. So you might have thought you were getting rid of me next week. You're not. I'm building Titanic for another year. So if that is available to our territory, yeah, I'm going to keep going. So that's another 90 issues. That's another 50 issues. Another 50 weeks of this. So if that one starts, would be November, we will be going until, well, November. We'll be going until this time next year. So we've got another year of Titanic, which means I have to find another 50 Titanic stories. But we'll do it. So there you go. So now you know. So if this is going to be available on our territory, yes, I'm going to build it. So we will be with you building Titanic, the ship, the legend, all the way through to issue 190, if it's available in the UK. If it isn't available in the UK, is that the end of our Titanic journey? No, because the other thing I'm going to do is I build everything on my channel stock. So everything that you see me build on the channel is stock build. That's it. So I don't do any modifications at all to anything as I'm building it. And the reason why I do that is because if there are people out there that this is their first time doing it, and in a lot of the cases it is, they build one of these models, they never build another one. They're not like, junkies like me that have to build 20 of these things. They just build the one and they're done. So I like to do a video for those. I like this to be accessible to everybody so they can just jump on, see it and go, okay, that's how I do this. Not someone that's saying, okay, now do this and take a Dremel to this and cut through this and add an Arduino and now paint this. And no, this is what we're doing. We're just building it stock. So you will see at the end of this what stock Titanic looks like. That's what mine will be. At the very end, everything that's on mine is as was. So it's not a case of nothing would have been modified at all. It'll be exactly as it was. Once it's done, however, yeah, I'm going to modify it. So once it's built, I've done everything to the letter. Once it's built, yes, I'm going to start playing with it. And it's going to be a labour of love. It's going to be something that I'm going to be doing for a long time. I just am. So there are certain colours I'd like to change. There are certain bits and pieces I'd like to add to it. There are things I'd like to take off. There are things I'd like to put on. The only thing I won't be doing is I'm not drilling out more portals. Now, if you want to do that, well, that's your world. You go for it. But there is a fine line between historically accurate and aesthetically pleasing. Trust me on this one. There is this weird compulsion to add more lights to models. Let's put more light. And before you know it, it's too much light. And it don't look good. So, no, I'm happy with the portals. I'm fine with those. I don't feel the need to drill holes in the side of this. I just don't. But other things I do want to change. I do. So I'm going to. So even if they don't run the extension, I'll still be calling back in every now and then with Titanic videos where we modify little bits and pieces. And with those, of course, you get a Titanic tale. So there'll be more tales of the Titanic. We have got some great ones coming up. So I am sticking to the original plan of Titanic tales. So I've kind of got some big hitters for the last 10. I've got some oddities, but the big one, so in the very last one, in 140, there won't be a Titanic tale. We won't be going out on a Titanic tale. We will be going out on the Titanic. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a drink together and we're going to toast our ship on its way. So there won't be room for a Titanic tale. However, 139 will be the last Titanic tale of the main build, and that will be all about the captain. I've saved the captain to last, and we'll tell his story. I'll also tell you what I think about the captain, what my opinion of it is, what happened, and you can know. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't, but we'll see. So there's some big ones coming up. Another one that I still haven't done, and there's a reason because I wanted to hold back, was James Astor, who was one of the world's richest men, who was on board the Titanic. His story's coming up very soon as well, and a few others. So tune in for those. It's going to be fun. We're back, and we're back constantly now. So there will be more coming imminently. If there isn't another one tonight because of the time and the upload speeds, there'll be 2 or 3 tomorrow, I promise you. And we're just bang until we get to the end of this one now. So Building the Boys is back and back regular. So yeah, I thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been a bit, well, where's he gone? But I'm back and we'll go right through to the end. Thank you for sticking around. It's appreciated. That's all from me. I will be back incredibly soon with issue 130, where we're adding loads of detail by the sounds of things to our decks and whatnot. And we are heading towards our maiden voyage, man. We're getting there. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. You can contact us at buildingtheboys@outlook.com with any questions, any queries, any ideas, anything you want to show us. We'd love to hear from you. We really would. And we try to answer to everybody, but I am an incredibly busy man at the moment, so please bear with me if it takes me a few days to get back to you, but I will get back to you. Thank you for stopping by. Take care, and I'll see you amazingly soon for issue 130 of Hachette's Building Titanic. Take care, and I'll see you then.